Hi guys, Maine here. I managed to sneak away momentarily from the wife to get you guys a quick market update. So I'll do a more in-depth, thorough review of the charts either tomorrow or the next day. But I want to get something out quick for you today because we had FOMC happen today. Now, Powell's speech was completely hawkish. There was no discussion really of rate cuts coming anytime soon. He basically said, ask me again in June. I also think some stuff that he brought up was very interesting, which was talking about the downstream effects of the tariffs potentially not even hitting the US yet. Remember, a big ship turns very slowly. The downstream effects of these tariffs could take weeks to months to actually play out. It's not a light switch like interest rates where they're lower or they're higher. You implement a tariff on a country, they might completely uproot a supply chain, find another solution. You remove the tariff, it might not come back, or it might take weeks or months for it to come back. Manufacturing returning to the US, this isn't something that happens overnight. And I want to caveat all that with saying, yes, the charts have gone up a lot over the past couple of weeks, but a lot of what's been happening has been on very low volume relatively. Bitcoin, the stock market, it's going up on relatively low volume, and we're retesting the areas where the breakdown occurred. Remember, we were bullish at the lows. Everyone was shitting their little fucking granny panties at the lows, and Trader Maine was telling you this probably trades up to the weekly resistance here. Now we're here. So what I'm trying to tell you is we have to remain objective and stick to the plan. Just because the number is up, it doesn't mean we're going to change our plan that we created and got us bullish down here at the lows. The plan was to trade up to here and now be cautious. Look for signs of potential rejection and then decide what we're going to do. So here's what I'm watching on Bitcoin. I'm just going to cover Bitcoin and equities real quick. I'll do a more in-depth review later. So Bitcoin has looked relatively bullish, right? We're holding above two key monthly levels. We have the December open and we have the yearly open. So I think if you're a bull and you're wondering what to do, maybe you don't know where to long, maybe you don't know where you should cut your trades, I think as long as we hold the yearly open, which is this level right here, you can remain bullish. We have a nice little 3-day order block that is forming here. As long as we hold above the yearly open here, I think you can expect price to trade to this high and potentially even to new all-time highs. The most bullish scenario is that we hold above these levels and we trade higher, consolidate, we trade higher, and we make new all-time highs. If we lose the yearly open, I think there's a very strong chance that we come and retest this. Now, would I long here? Absolutely. This 85K down to maybe 80K zone. I know these lines are very messy. I'm using my laptop. I apologize. But this kind of area here, I think if we lose the yearly open, very high likelihood we trade down to here. Would I take a long there? Yes. But there's two major issues with price trading down there. Major issue number one, if Bitcoin does this, Bitcoin dominance has gone up so much and it is so strong, it's making new highs almost every day. If Bitcoin pulls back 10, 15K, back into the 80s, and even though from here it might be putting in a higher low, this drop on Bitcoin of 10, 12, 15% will decimate most altcoins. Some altcoins look okay. Popcat looks good. Fartcoin looks good. But most altcoins have been extremely weak versus Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does correct, you got to remember, if Bitcoin dominance goes up and Bitcoin corrects, altcoins overperform to the downside. So keep that in mind. The second concern, if we do get some sort of rejection here and come back and we take a long and it doesn't work, and this rejects again, well, guess where we're going? Way the fuck down here. This would be bad because Bitcoin is going to get smoked and altcoins are going to go to zero. Now, will I try and long down here? Absolutely. But if Bitcoin drops $30,000 and it's made a massive lower high, that means we're in for a much longer, prolonged period of pain. Altcoins go down a whole lot more. It's going to be very painful. So the most bullish scenario is we stay up here. We consolidate up here, we chop around this resistance, and then we just trade higher, okay? The second scenario, of course, is an area down here where we look to long a higher low. I don't like it nearly as much, but I'm still willing to give it a shot. I don't want you guys to get caught up in the hype. A bunch of people who are shitting their shorts down here are now telling you it's the time to long and the bull market is back. I'm not saying you need to short, but we have a plan. We have clear levels, areas of interest, things we're looking for. We're staying objective. We're not letting emotions drive our trading decisions. Okay? So what's the bearish case? The bearish case is that this weekly demand or weekly bearish order block is indeed going to form a lower high, and we're going to put in a lower high here. What would that look like? Well, either this candle ends up closing kind of ugly. It looks extremely strong right now, but maybe it ends up closing like this, takes out this old high, and we get some sort of kind of rejection looking candle like this. Okay. And then that's, to me, the first clue that it might be time to short. The second clue, of course, would be losing the yearly open. Alternatively, we could push a little higher. Maybe we take this level out, and if we do, but it's a weekly SFP, to me, that's a signal to short, and I would expect some sort of pullback down into here. So that's what I'm watching. Equities, same thing. Remember, nothing on the macro has changed. There's still no trade deals. There's still no real clarity on the tariffs, no clarity on QE, and the equities market is basically rallied from after running out all these lows into the point of breakdown. Maybe it trades a little bit higher like Bitcoin. Maybe it takes out this high, but we still have bearish structure and we have no new clarity on the macro situation. So just try and remain objective. I'm not telling you to short and we're going to zero. I just want you to be open to the possibility that we do go down, okay? Even if we trade a little bit higher first, right? There's going to be people who are telling you the bull market is back and they longed here and it's going to go here and they're going to say, I told you so, while we have been bullish since down here and we've already caught the majority of the move. Okay, so just stay objective. We're at a very critical point. I'm out of Vegas now, so updates should be a little bit more frequent on Twitter, on Telegram, on TikTok, everywhere. So stay tuned for that. I apologize for the very short update, but hopefully you find this helpful. I'm back in action full time on Monday of next week. I love you guys. I'm a married man. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.